Okay, so this is the second video in section 3.5, and in this video I want to just do a couple of transformation graphs where we take our parent and mess with the parent. So let's go down to example number 1 first. You'll notice that this is the reciprocal parent, but the difference is that I have a 4 on top instead of a 1 on top. So the first thing that I would do is I would just simply rewrite it so that it's 4 times 1 over x. And the minute I see it like that, then I can see, according to what we've done in previous chapters, that this is just going to be a vertical stretch by 4. So when you take your original vertical asymptote and stretch it from top to bottom, it looks exactly the same. When you take your original horizontal asymptote and stretch it from top to bottom, it looks exactly the same. The only thing that's going to look different is going to be those special coordinates. So you remember the parent was going to be right 1 and up 1. But this guy has a vertical stretch of 4. So instead of right 1 up 1, we're going to go right 1 up 4. And the parent went left 1 and down 1. This child is going to go left 1 and down 4. And then once we have our fences, our asymptotes in, all we need to do, remember, an asymptote is something I'm going to get closer and closer and closer to without touching. So we'll just go ahead and draw the curves. Domain here then is going to be negative infinity to 0, 0 to infinity. The range is going to be the same thing. And this guy is going to be decreasing over the whole entire domain. Now if we take a look at example number 2, let's see here. Well, the first thing is that you'll notice 2 things. First of all, this guy is going to tell me to move to the right 3, and then my negative out front is going to tell me to reflect over the x-axis. So let's go ahead then. I like to move and do all the work with my asymptotes first. So if I take a vertical asymptote and reflect it over the x-axis, it doesn't look any different. But if I take that same vertical asymptote and I shift it to the right 3, it's going to end up landing on x equals 3. My horizontal asymptote, if I reflect it over the x-axis and then shift it to the right 3, it looks exactly the same as it did before. And so now you can kind of notice that I have this new intersection here of my asymptotes. You can kind of think of that as the new origin. And so from this spot then, my parent would have gone right 1 and up 1, but don't forget, I'm reflecting over the x-axis. So instead of right 1 and up 1, I'm going to go right 1 and down 1. And same thing on the left, the parent would have gone left 1, down 1. We're going to go left 1, up 1. And once I have those special points and I have the asymptotes, all I need to do is finish the drawing. All right, on this one, your domain is going to be different than it was before. It's going to be all real numbers except for 3. The range is the same. And then this time it's increasing over the entire domain. All right, then let's go ahead and go down to example 3. And you'll notice that this time we're dealing with the reciprocal square function, or the rational function. So the first thing that I would do is that 2 on top is kind of throwing me off a little bit. So I would pull the 2 out to the front so that it looks a little bit more like my parent. And then I'm just going to deal with one piece at a time. So I know this guy is going to tell me to move to the right 2. So let me uncover the right one there, right 2. And then this guy out front is going to give me a vertical stretch of 2. And then the guy out back is going to tell me to move down 4. So that's the first thing that we'll do. Again, let's move asymptotes first. So think about your vertical asymptote that was on the y-axis. If I stretch it vertically, it doesn't change. However, if I move it to the right 2, it does change, But then if I shift it down 4, it does not change. So there's to the right 2. You can see that movement, but you can't see the shifting down of 4. All right, so then the next thing that we're going to do is take our horizontal asymptote, which if we stretch it on top and bottom, it does not look any different. If our horizontal asymptote gets shifted to the right, it does not look any different. But if our horizontal asymptote is shifted down 4, it will look different. So we need to shift our horizontal asymptote down 4. And you notice that this is sort of like a new set of axes, a new origin. And so now we're just going to do our special coordinates. So the parent would have gone right and left 1, up 1. But since this has a vertical stretch of 2, we're going to go right 1, up 2, and left 1, up 2. And you can see that I've already marked those there. And then the only thing that I have left to do is to draw, use the fences. You don't want to touch the fences. And then my domain is going to be all real numbers except for 2. My range will be all real numbers except for -4. I apologize, I said that incorrectly. From -4 up to infinity. It will be increasing from -infinity to 2, and then it turns around and starts decreasing from 2 to infinity. All right, I'm going to stop this video here and then restart for the next video.